The State of Crypto is presented by Tron, connecting the world to the power of cryptocurrency.
Good morning and welcome back to First Mover. All right, crypto company SafeMoon filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy as its executives face criminal charges in the United States. Joining us now to discuss is CoinDesk Global Policy and Regulation Managing Editor Nick Day, who is also the editor of CoinDesk's State of Crypto newsletter. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning.
All right, another bankruptcy. Take us, just lay the groundwork for us. Give us a little recap. I know the executives were arrested prior to this bankruptcy filing. What's happened up until now?
Yeah, so SafeMoon is facing both civil and criminal allegations from the U.S. SEC and the U.S. Department of Justice. As you mentioned, the CEO and Chief Technology Officer were arrested last month on charges of conspiracy to commit securities and wire fraud. They're allegedly stole millions from their investors, lied to their investors, and misappropriated those funds for personal use. So those are the criminal charges. The SEC likewise alleging that they misappropriated I think about 200 million or so in funds from their investors, and also further alleging that the SafeMoon token is an unregistered security. So all of that leads up to last night, SafeMoon, the company, filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. So this is the liquidation bankruptcy. They're planning to sell the assets.
So Kyle Nagy, he was the creator of SafeMoon. He's still free, correct? I mean, did they find him? Last I remember, he was, they didn't know where he was.
Yeah, so they announced when they arrested the other two that he was still at large. I haven't seen any announcement saying that they have located or arrested him yet. So, yeah, it looks like he's still at large, but he is also charged. And so the DOJ definitely wants to find him and say hello.
Maybe he's with Do Kwon. Oh, no, wait, never mind. He's not.
I want to check Montenegro's airports.
Yeah. So what happens now? I mean, we're going to go through a lengthy trial, correct?
So for the bankruptcy, maybe not. Like they are filing for a Chapter 7 instead of a Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So with the Chapter 11 bankruptcies that we saw all these other crypto companies go under, they plan to restructure, come back in some way, shape, or form. Chapter 7 bankruptcies, they're going to liquidate the assets, pay off the debtors, which, by the way, SafeMoon and the paperwork said they only had between 50 and 100 creditors rather. And only owed somewhere between $100,000 and $500,000. Their assets in comparison were well above that they claimed. So this process shouldn't take as long as some of these Chapter 11 bankruptcies that we've seen. As far as the criminal trial goes, that one is still, happened a month ago. So that one's still in the very early stages. I think we'll wait and see until we get a better sense of how they're going to plead and how they're going to approach the next couple of months. But we'll get a better sense in the coming months about how long this case might take, and whether or not they will end up in trial.
And interestingly enough, SafeMoon token still trades. It's down 42%, but it's not down 99%.
Yeah, although I think the US dollar price has 4 or 5 zeros after the period. So
that didn't stop Dogecoin, did it? There's a buyer for something.
That is true. That is extremely, very much true.
I love crypto.
Don't we all? Don't we all just love the things that happen in this industry? Nick, humor me. Unpack some of the differences between Chapter 7 and Chapter 11 bankruptcy. A lot of the bankruptcies we talk about on this show are Chapter 11. What are some of the key differences?
The main one is just kind of the approach. So, as I mentioned, they're going to liquidate. They're going to go for selling off the assets to repay the creditors. That's going to, we're not going to see, I don't think, any kind of attempt at restructuring this company. They're not going to say, okay, well, we can, hold off on the debt collection for a little bit and do this, that, and the other thing. We're going to be able to bring SafeMoon back as a company. It does not look like that's what they're trying to do here. Of course, the other thing is the executives have also been arrested already and are facing criminal charges. So that's actually I don't want to say it's totally unique, but we haven't seen that too often in the crypto space. A lot of these companies that went bankrupt, their executives, if they were arrested, so namely Sam Bankman-Fried, Alex Mashinsky, they were arrested after the fact, and their companies are still doing their things without those executives. Um, Here, it looks like they're going to just, once they get to it, they're going to shut it down all day.
Now, what makes this? How much of the assets are SafeMoon tokens? Because as you mentioned, when Celsius had their issues, their assets weren't SafeMoon tokens. It wasn't necessarily just all. I mean, it was tokens like Bitcoin, ETH, things like that. We're not looking the same way here with SafeMoon, are we? How much of it is SafeMoon's token itself that they consider assets?
So they haven't actually published the first day document, the first day declaration yet. So we don't know yet. It could well be that they're claiming between $10 and $50 million in assets. But it turns out a significant chunk of that is in SafeMoon tokens. Might be worth a little bit less now, and probably worth a lot less by the time they get around to wrapping this thing up. But we'll be waiting for that filing to come out. That document is going to have a better sense of what their actual asset count looks like. So far, all we've really seen is the first initial filing where they just check off the boxes saying like, oh, here's the ranges that we're looking at for, the dollar amounts, the assets, liabilities, the creditors. But yeah, no, that's, I think, something, maybe the most important thing most people are going to be looking for when that first day declaration does come out, just how much of the assets are in SafeMoon versus maybe other crypto tokens versus more tangible assets versus whatever.
All right, Nick, we are going to leave it there. We'll continue watching what goes on with SafeMoon's bankruptcy, and we will see you again soon.
Sounds good.
That was CoinDesk Global Policy and Regulation Managing Editor Nick Day. And don't forget to sign up for the State of Crypto newsletter on CoinDesk.com.